Hey there, curious minds, and welcome to the fifth episode of Brewed and Bewildered, your go-to place for all things strange, spooky, and downright unexplained. I'm your host, Jess, and whether you're sipping on your morning coffee, taking a break at lunch, or just in the mood for some mystery, you're in the right spot. Each week, we'll dive into chilling true crime cases, mind-boggling paranormal events, cults, conspiracies, and the weirdest happenings that defy logic. In each short episodes, we'll brew up some unsettling stories to keep you questioning everything you thought you knew. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get bewildered. Today, we're traveling back to the late 1500s, to a remote island off the coast of North Carolina, a place that holds one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history, the mysterious disappearance of the Roanoke colony. Let's step back in time and explore the mystery of what happened. The year was 1587, and a group of English settlers, about 115 people, established the Roanoke colony on Roanoke Island, in what is now known as North Carolina. Led by John White, the colony was one of the first English attempts to establish a permanent settlement in the New World. But things weren't easy. Tensions with local Native American tribes, the harsh environment, and a lack of resources made survival difficult, and with the colony struggling, John White was sent back to England to gather more supplies and support. Reluctantly, he agreed, leaving behind not just the struggling colony, but his own daughter and infant granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in America. What comes next is where the mystery deepens. White had planned to return to Roanoke much sooner, but just as he set sail back to England for supplies, the Anglo-Spanish War erupted, and suddenly, every ship was needed to defend against the Spanish Armada. For 3 long years, John White was stuck, unable to get back to his family and the colony he left behind. When he finally returned in 1590, Roanoke was gone. No people, no bodies, no signs of struggle, just an eerie silence and 2 cryptic carvings. One read CRO on a tree, the other, more fully, CROATOAN, etched into a post of the abandoned fort. White had told the colonists to carve a Maltese cross if they were forced to leave under threat, but no such symbol was found. That suggested the group may have left of their own accord. And there were other clues. Nearby homes had been carefully dismantled, not destroyed, as if the colony had planned its departure. But White also found that many of his own buried belongings, such as his maps, books, and tools, had been dug up and scattered. White wanted to sail south to investigate CROATOAN Island, home to a tribe the settlers had once interacted with, but a violent storm and damage to his ship forced him to turn back. He would never return, and no one ever saw the Roanoke colonists again. This baffling disappearance marked one of the earliest and most enduring mysteries in American history. Over 400 years later, no definite evidence has surfaced to explain what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. Over the centuries, historians, archaeologists, and amateur sleuths have proposed theory after theory. Some are grounded in historical clues, others lean more toward the speculative or supernatural, but none can explain it all. Let's explore the most compelling possibilities. Theory 1. Integration with the CROATOAN tribe. The most widely accepted theory is that the colonists peacefully assimilated with the CROATOAN people, now known as the Hatteras tribe, on what's today Hatteras Island. This would explain the carvings White found and the lack of signs of violence at the site. Later reports from settlers describe native communities with European-style features, blue eyes, or English clothing, though no conclusive genetic proof has ever been tied directly to Roanoke. Theory 2. Relocation gone wrong. Some scholars believe the colonists attempted to relocate, possibly toward Chesapeake Bay, which had been an original destination. But if that journey happened, it may have ended in tragedy. The settlers could have succumbed to disease, starvation, or conflict with hostile tribes. With no records, no graves, and no clear destination, their trail simply vanished into history. Lastly, Theory 3, Spanish attack or capture. Another less discussed but historically grounded theory is that the colony was attacked by the Spanish. At the time, Spain and England were at war, and Spanish forces had been active along the Atlantic coast. Some speculate that the Spanish may have discovered and destroyed the colony as part of the broader campaign to eliminate English footholds in the New World. However, there's no direct evidence, only the possibility based on Spain's presence in the region. But the mystery of the word CROATOAN still doesn't quite fit with this theory. It seems like too specific of a clue to be ignored, almost like the colonists wanted someone to find it. If they had truly abandoned the island for good, why leave behind a word and nothing else? More than 400 years later, the mystery of Roanoke remains just that, a mystery. No bones, no journals, no follow-up accounts. It's as if more than 100 people simply vanished from the pages of history. One of the first English colonies in the New World, just gone. And here's something that adds to the eeriness. The word CROATOAN has surfaced in other strange disappearances throughout history. It was reportedly found scrawled in the journal of horror author Edgar Allan Poe before his unexplained death. It appeared in connection with the vanishing of Ambrose Bierce, a writer who disappeared in Mexico. And even in the case of Amelia Earhart, some claim the word was found scribbled in her last known flight log. Coincidence? Maybe, but it gives the word a haunting legacy far beyond Roanoke. It leaves us wondering, how can so many lives disappear without a sound? Were they absorbed quietly into another culture? Did they meet some terrible fate in the wilderness? Or are we simply not asking the right questions? Whatever the truth is, the Roanoke colony stands as a haunting reminder that not every story gets a final chapter, and not every disappearance leaves a clue. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the unknown. I'm your host, Jess, and you've been listening to Brewed and Bewildered. Until next time, keep your eyes open because the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Stay curious and leave a little room for bewilderment.